Hello everyone, my name is Andre. Today we are back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, this time episode 33, Harpoon Shipping. This time I said it right, but I had to slow it down a little bit, because if not I was going to say something absolutely ridiculous. So, before we begin, couple of quick things. I have been reading your comments, especially regarding last episode. A lot of you guys were talking and trying to explain why you thought, some of the things I said last episode were fine. And I read them, and I'll say this. Regarding the cards, the way Yu-Gi-Oh! Won, this one guy actually sold me on it, because I was on the fence. I didn't know if I liked it or not, because it's one of those things, expectation and hype versus reality. But what that guy said is legitimately true. It's a different way. It escapes the power of friendship. It's smart, intelligent, and it's a legitimate mechanic of the game. So in the end, I thought about it, and I'm sold. Sure, fair enough. However, on the part, some of you tried to defend the fact that Merrick gave the card to the Mime guy, Steve Mime. I'll say one thing about that. So yes, I knew Merrick was controlling him. So technically it's the same thing as Merrick playing. But in that particular tournament, it's still a stupid move. And the reason why is simple. There are 3 God cards. These cards are unique, extremely rare and extremely powerful. Having them in your deck is an advantage that could potentially make you win the game. Now, instead of having the 3 of them, some of you guys explained that to play the cards right, the God cards right, you should basically build a deck around them. So to be fair, okay, it's fine that Merrick didn't have both cards on his deck. But I'll say this, you don't go to a tournament where you can lose your most prized card and take a card like this. In this world, and if this was in real life, and this tournament was actually happening, people wouldn't take their $10,000 card or above to this tournament. They would take their cards, they would take a deck that is weaker because it has good cards, but they would not risk losing their most valuable cards for a gamble at winning this tournament, even if the prize is incredible. As always, guys, please don't forget to show support Little Kuriboh. Links are in the description below. And if you don't mind, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps this channel a lot. We are growing great and steady, and it's been amazing. So please don't forget to support the channel by clicking that subscribe button. It's free, it's great, and you can always unsubscribe if you don't like it. But please do give us an opportunity, because I think you're going to like it. I do think so. But hey, that's just me. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram @YT and all that good stuff. Let's begin, shall we?
I can't believe they cancelled Viva Pinata. It had talking CGI pinatas. What more do you want?
Hey, look!
Fair enough, I guess.
Random stranger we've never met before.
Excuse me, pal, but have you seen any minor characters from Season 1 around here? Actually,
It's a minor character from Season 1.
Me, Bakura. I was a minor character in Season 1, remember?
No,
Sorry, pal, doesn't ring a bell. Wait, were you one of the Paradox brothers?
Maybe he's Yugi's grandpa.
I'm standing right over here.
It's still possible.
Look, guys, Mako Tsunami is performing at the local aquarium.
Poster designed by a 4-year-old girl. Yeah, definitely.
Mako Tsunami. I'd recognize him anywhere. He's the minorest of minor characters. I smell a card game. Oh, come on. You remember that wanker, but you don't know who I am. We go to the same bloody school. Is that guy talking to us?
It's difficult to say.
Oh, sod off. Ha ha ha! I, Mako Tsunami, love the ocean and all the creatures that dwell within it. That
Well
is why
done,
I forced
Mako
this captured
Tsunami.
whale to perform degrading tricks for the amusement of the Japanese public. Yo, freaky fish guy, what are you doing?
Or
working in an
American.
aquarium? I
You don't know
figured
if it's
you'd be
New
trying to win
York
the
or
Battle City
Tokyo.
tournament like everybody else. A lot has changed since Season 1, Joey Wheeler. I am not the duelist I used to be. You see, the ocean and I, we are separated. Well, you heard me. We are divorced. Now I'm dating this aquarium, which is a pretty sweet gig, actually. She's a lot younger than the ocean, which has
Steve
its
loves
benefit.
ocean live shows.
And she appreciates me, unlike my ex-wife who would always give me the silent treatment. Isn't that right, Aquarium? The aquarium says yes.
Look, I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want to play a card game with you.
I'm just sad, you know. They had such a strong relationship. It really is amazing to see, you know, life can really throw you some curveballs. And one moment you are surfing on the ocean, you know, and you're happy, you're married, and all that good stuff. And then suddenly you're just given the silent treatment by a body of water that doesn't really speak. And then you have to move on. It's just so sad. Like, I don't know, guys. Like, I think from all the things that 2020 has given us, I think this might be the worst one. Oh my god. This is Brangeline all over again.
Well, you should care, Joey Wheeler, because it's your fault the ocean left me in the first place.
What the heck are you talking about?
Ever since you called me a freaky fish guy, I haven't been able to escape it. All over the world, people see me and shout, "Hey, it's that freaky fish guy. Wanna throw a harpoon at us, freaky fish guy?" And all because I once threw a harpoon at somebody. Does that mean I deserve to be labeled a freaky fish guy? It's
Yes.
not like I make a habit out of it.
Hey, Dad, I want to see the freaky fish guy make the whale jump over a rock like in Free Willy. Gah!
Mako?
Yes.
What? That could have been anybody's harpoon.
Get your
Here at André Rosa's channel, we do not condone child violence, but we will show it in high definition.
motor.
I don't know, I think that joke might get me in trouble, so it's a joke, people. You never know about, you know, comedy these days can be challenging unless you 100% PC.
Running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. And whatever comes
fuck are you
our
doing,
way-
Marek?
What the crap?
Oh.
You almost got us both killed, jackass.
So you are the source of the gay signal I've been tracking. Though I probably could have deduced that without the use of my gaydar. It seems we both
What?
have...
Whoa, hold on now. You think I'm... Look, I'll have you know that I like women.
No doubt. That's probably why you've dressed yourself like one. Face it, you're about as manly as a Square Enix character. Shall I
Oh shit!
Captain Bosch from Dalmasca?
Silence, fool! I would run you down with my obligatory anime
He
motorcycle.
does look a bit feminine. But Marek, like, I said this to a friend of mine. I don't know if I said it here. Marek kind of looked more feminine than his sister. But I'll say this. He does get more manly when he gets more possessed by the staff spirit. So...
But I just noticed you have a Millennium item. What is the deal with that?
Oh, my Millennium Ring. Yes, that's mine. I use it to manipulate the
Yes,
fabric
that's
of time
mine.
and space, bending it to my will in order to create shambling monstrosities that feed on the souls of the living. And sometimes I just use it to find gay people.
Why would you want to do that?
Secretly, I'm very lonely.
You are going to pay for ruining my marriage, Joey Wheeler. And when I defeat you in this children's car...
Just the way he delivered that, like, so serious. Secretly, I'm very lonely. And it makes sense, like, it makes sense that he is very lonely because nobody fucking remembers him. And I think that will be the case for Zork as well, like, nobody will know who Zork is. And then when he appears in the show for the first time, everyone will be like, who, and then you know, Bakura and Zork will like fucking bond.
card game, you will have no choice but to admit that I am not a freaky fish guy.
If I
You're
do,
going to
will
lose.
you promise to stop throwing harpoons at people?
You're a
I
minor
only
character
did it
from season
twice.
1.
It's not like I'm... Then what about Grandpa? Okay, maybe I went a little overboard.
A little?
Well, what else am I supposed to do with a harpoon?
That's your answer to everything, isn't it? Just throw a harpoon at the problem.
You sound just like my ex-wife, even though she never actually said anything.
And that's
course.
why you guys ended up getting divorced, because you didn't communicate. You can't build a healthy relationship on...
Listen, I would sooner kill myself than take relationship advice from a furry. So please, shut your damn mouth before I harpoon it shut.
My name is Marek.
I don't care.
Well, that was kinda insensitive. No wonder you're so lonely.
Oh, like you're Mr. Popular.
I don't need friends. I have brainwashed an army of Steves to do my bidding in order to defeat the Pharaoh and claim his power for my own. Also, I might kill him.
You might kill him.
I'm actually legitimately curious about what the real conversation between these two guys is being right now. Cause, you know, although I don't really know much about the spirit inside the Millennium Staff, he or it or whatever it is, she or whatever that spirit is, but it must know about about Zork, right? It has to. It kind of has to, right? So, seeing themselves right now, they kind of must recognize each other in some ways. So, who's scared of who? Who thinks is above who? Like, this kind of power play, it could be a very interesting conversation from a future villain to a current villain. It's not often, at least that I have seen so far, it's not often that shows grab like villains and future villains and mix them up like this. Like, it would be so interesting to see like Marek being influenced by Bakura with this conversation, and again have Bakura mastermind a lot of shit from the very beginning. And you know it. The funny thing about this is that you as the viewer would know what Bakura is doing. The heroes wouldn't. So in the end, like, you could see the road that Bakura took to get where he is. And you know he was sneaky, you know he was a mastermind, you know he's powerful, right? So at that point, Bakura is a well enough built character to not waste any time in introducing whatever evil spirit and whatever backstory, right? Because we already have those foundations, kind of like the Avengers movies, where you don't need to introduce the Hulk, you don't need to introduce Black Widow, Iron Man, Thor, and all that good stuff, because they either appeared on other films or they have their own films. And so you already have this built-in foundation. You know already what these characters are and look like and behave like. So when his time to be the evil one arises and comes, you are not going to be surprised, because that's not the point. You shouldn't want to be surprised by this. But you're not going to be surprised, but you're going to be hyped. You're going to be kind of curious to see what the end game of everything and every machination was. And you don't need to waste time introducing who Zork is. You don't need to waste time introducing Bakura, finally. You know, because that's already in there. You already have that from previous episodes.
You mean you don't know?
Look, I never said my plan was well thought out. Just that it was incredibly evil.
Still seems like a rather important detail to just skim over like that.
Yeah,
Well,
kinda.
excuse me, princess.
They look like they're good
Your
friends.
plan isn't much better, you know. What, you're going to wait 200 episodes just so that you can give an eyeball to a guy and hope he flies to Egypt with it?
It's all in the execution.
Well, if it were me, then I would use mind control, like some sort of malevolent puppet master. Or a Jedi.
Or maybe we could slice Yugi open with a machete. See if
That would be
works.
funnier.
I have a better idea. We should totally hang out. With my evilness and your Britishness, we would be unstoppable. Why are you British anyway?
I'm not British. I'm just gay.
I remember the first time I met the ocean. It was love at first sight. My father and I were fishing together when a huge tidal wave came and nearly destroyed our boat. It took my father, and I never saw him again. That is why I dedicated my life to loving the sea and all of its inhabitants.
So let me get this straight. The ocean killed your dad, and then you married it.
That is correct.
And he wonders why we call him a freaky fish guy?
For the last time, I am not a freaky fish guy, and I shall harpoon everybody in this aquarium to prove my point.
Mako,
Stop. What? I never understood.
At least he has
it before, Mako,
backstory.
but now I get it. I always thought that you were just some sort of cliched minor character who took his ocean obsession too far. But you're more than that. You're just trying to confuse me. No, Mako. This is straight from the heart. You are not a freaky fish guy, Mako. You are the freaky fish guy. And that's why people love you. Because you gave us something special. Something most Yu-Gi-Oh characters don't even have. You gave us a catchphrase. Suddenly, I miss the ocean. And she misses you, Mako. It's not too late, you know. You can still be with her.
Go get her, you...
Finish the card game. Some of us are bleeding.
Oh,
to
they are
death.
actually fighting. Oh my god, I did not realize that the battle started. I'm sorry. I'm pretending to cry actually kind of gets a tear or two out. So, I didn't realize they were actually fighting. I just thought they were talking, quite honestly. It's good that they gave Mako a little bit of backstory. It sets him apart. But it's also at the same time kind of wasted. And the reason why it's wasted is because, if I'm not mistaken, which I might, and if I am mistaken, then it's fine. But if I'm not mistaken, he is a minor character from Season 1, and that's about it. He doesn't really appear a lot. Like, it really isn't like something that necessary to give a backstory, but it is really cool to give backstory. Like, I'm not complaining that they did it, I'm just saying that it's not necessary because he probably won't appear very often again. The one who actually does need more backstory might be My Valentine, because she comes back later on. And she appears more often than the other minor characters from Season 1, like Weevil and Rex and, well, Reiko. That's right? Reiko Tsunami. So my point here is, it wasn't necessary, but it is such a cool detail that they did, and it's great that they did it, because again, it sets them apart from other characters, it gives them personality, you understand their motivations better, and you kind of start rooting for them a little bit more, which is important again, because you want to care about the fight. If you don't know the characters that are fighting, especially when you have the two main villains at the moment talking with each other, just a couple of scenes ago, you are not going to care about this battle. And this is probably, from the beginning, I was going to say that this Joey battle was going to be incredibly pointless and useless, because, again, he's fighting a nobody, basically. But right now, it changed my mind. This battle actually does something good for Joey, even though I don't think it shows a lot of Joey's ability. Because again, all we have seen of Reiko Tsunami is basically the losses. I don't think we ever saw him win a battle. So again, we can't say that he's good or bad because we don't know about him. We assume he's good enough because he was invited to the tournament from Pegasus, and he was accepted here, so we can assume he's good. But that's not really enough. Seeing is believing, right? But it gives us something that it gives Joey character, like how the way he is interacting with him, the conversation, it seems like they're talking about the backstory, and Joey's kind of making him understand life and helping him emotionally. So it gives Joey character development, which is very important and very needed. So yeah, I'm actually pretty fine with this.
I concede this victory to you, Joey Wheeler. You've made me realize that being a minor character isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes those are the most cherished characters of all.
Yes,
Boba Fett from Star Wars.
that's legitimately
Don't even
true.
Compare yourself to Boba Fett. You got a long way to go before you reach his level. His level? He was killed by a blind man. Oh, sounds like somebody is unfamiliar with the expanded universe. Indeed. Here, take my legendary fisherman and my two locator cards. Where I'm going, I won't need them.
Wait, did they even play a card game?
So we are agreed. The Pharaoh is our common enemy, and the enemy of my friend is also my enemy.
That's not how it goes.
Oh, whatever. The point is, we are going to join forces. We shall unite in our evil quest to vanquish Yu-Gi-Moto and destroy everything he holds dear.
And also, we should share beauty tips. I love what you do with your hair.
L'Oreal, because I'm worth it.
Of course.
I think we did that joke already.
Soon the mind raping shall commence.
What the devil was that?
Foreshadowing. It happens.
I believe this is called thief shipping.
You believe what is called what?
I like this episode actually. Don't believe Ondor's lies? I don't know what that means.
Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead.
Yes, I am legitimately fine with this episode. In the beginning of the episode, I actually thought that it was going to be kind of fillerish, because last episode was pretty huge, you know, God card, Yugi got it, and when we start, there's no Yugi, no Little Kuriboh. We see a bit of Merrick talking with Bakur, which is cool, but there's a lot of focus on Joey in this episode and in Reiko Tsunami. So I was kind of thinking that this was going to be kind of a more fillerish episode. But it actually changed my opinion halfway through it, because this episode, again, what I was talking earlier, like the development it gives Joey as a character is actually pretty welcome, and it's actually pretty necessary. I also like the fact that they showed us our two main villains talking, and in general, I feel like this episode is actually pretty decent. Abridged-wise, it's cool. It actually played a lot of funny jokes that really worked out, and it fit really well, and I liked it. I legitimately liked this one. You know, it's not as great as the one in which Joey loses against the Steve #1, but it's up there. It's up there, definitely. I really did enjoy this one. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave this episode here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy it, please don't forget to like and subscribe, share it with your friends, all that good stuff. And also, tell me in the comments below, before we end this episode, tell me in the comments below, have you been playing Genshin Impact? I have. I love it. I'm absolutely obsessed with the fucking game. Like, absolutely obsessed. Maybe we should talk about that on a later episode. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!